What is up, everyone, and welcome to the John Squared Gaming Show, episode 10. Big,
We did it.
woo, we don't turn 10. We just did 10 of these now. Anyways, you froze there for a second. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
We're off to a great start. Shout out to this week's sponsor, Nerds Gummy Clusters. Just put a handful in my mouth, waiting for John. They're not actually our sponsors, but they are probably
If
my
they
favorite
will
candy ever.
give us money, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Wait, you like them more than gummy worms?
Dude, yes. So I had these for the first time last month, I think. Either for I can't remember time. It was either my anniversary where Lauren got me a bunch of candy. Is either that or my birthday. I don't remember which was which. But yeah, I had them for the first time recently, and everywhere I go, I've been buying them out. There's like 4 left. I'll buy 4. I'll buy the rest of them. They're insane, dude. If y'all have tried these, comment below and let me know. This is the real stuff I want to know.
Said, hey kids, if you like candy, please let me know.
Yeah. So the problem was at first they only sold them at Walmart, and your boy was not going in Walmart. But now they're starting to sell them a bunch of different places, and Target is always sold out. So every time I go there, I just buy them out. Yeah.
Dude, I have to go to Walmart soon because they're the only place around here that sells it's this brand. I sent you guys a picture in the group chat. It's called Nugs. It's just plant-based chicken nuggets. Yeah, they have a pack of 100. So I might.
How much was that? How much is that?
$45.
What? I was thinking like 25.
Yeah, no, it's expensive, but
Oh my god, dude.
I might fuck around with it. Depends on my mood. Who knows?
Hey, like, how long would that last you? If you only ate nugs, you get like 5 days, yeah, a week at if you really stretch it out there.
See, you and I have the same math. It's 20 nuggets per meal. You get 5 meals out of it.
Yeah, so before we get started in the news today, just want to remind you guys that if you guys like the podcast, to please like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you're on any of the podcast platforms, to sub and leave us a review, please. That would be very much appreciated. As we move on, and soon we are looking to have the format changed a little bit here, and we'll try to do more of these in person whenever possible. But yeah, so thanks to everyone for
show the video people. This is the keyboard to the PC that'll be built by the end of this weekend.
Yeah, baby. Thanks for everyone who's been on the train so far. We appreciate you guys, and we look forward to everything coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So John,
yes, sir.
News today. We got a Pokemon event.
Sure did.
You watched it all, correct?
Nope.
Okay.
I did get I looked at the highlights at work.
Okay.
Like on one of my breaks.
So, the beginning parts, not much to talk about unless you're interested in Pokemon Unite. We haven't talked about it, so I assume you haven't. But
no.
I'm pulling from Wesley Yin-Poole from Eurogamer, and his article is everything announced during Pokemon Presents. So it's a Pokemon Company broadcast its Pokemon Presents show this afternoon. Here's everything they announced. First up was Pokemon Unite. It is already out on Switch. It's free to play, and it's coming out on mobile devices September 22nd. And it's crossplay with Nintendo Switch for anyone who's interested.
Us.
You sure?
I don't know what it is. Isn't that like the games of 3?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't looked into it enough to garner my interest, especially with the other 2 things they were talking about. This one's not a priority to me.
I would try it if I had nothing else to play.
Yeah.
You know, or like maybe like if I go on vacation, which is planned for next month, like and I'm looking for something like different or new to try out, maybe I could see myself. But otherwise, I'm good.
And you're talking about I'm going on vacation. What games do I want to play?
Yeah, are you kidding? Anytime that I'm not away from work, why would I not? I mean, we rent this house. We go sit on the beach all day, burn our fucking skin to a crisp, come back, you know, we shower, we try to get as much sand off of our bodies as possible. We go to the boardwalk, get the worst fucking food we could find, like just eat like pigs, come back, and we're chilling. Of course. Or when I get up early, I get up earlier than everyone and I'm waiting for anyways. It doesn't get any more exciting just yet because we have a Pokemon Cafe mix. John,
I'm frozen, but keep
have
going.
you downloaded Pokemon Cafe Mix?
That's where you transfer the Pokemon, right? No, it's Pokemon Home.
Cause
No,
no.
I have no idea what this is.
It's a mobile game. I think it might
Yeah,
be on
oh, that's
Switch.
why.
I will say I downloaded this game on my phone.
And
I never opened it.
yep, there you go. I've never heard of it at all. I didn't know it existed.
Yeah, it's this like weird it's like little puzzle. I didn't even understand what it was when it was first announced. There's these like little puzzles that you do. It's like some coffee shop with Pokemon themes and stuff. I probably never will play it. Unless, you know, someone tells me this is like you got to try this. I just don't feel called to it.
A lot of the games that they put out like that, like they could be mini games inside of actual Pokemon games. I feel like they should just stick to that. You know?
Yeah. That, I mean, the thing is, we don't care about these games, but there are millions of people probably playing these games, especially because they're on mobile. So,
I mean, Pokemon's a global brand, so I mean, I guess I get it, but it ain't for us. Tell you that much.
yeah. All right, on to the news we care about.
There we go.
We got Pokemon
Ooh.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. This is obviously footage for video listeners. I'm trying to make this cute. You know, I'm doing my best. I just trying new things here and there. They just yeeted that Turtwig.
That man thick.
So this is a Pokemon Company showed off a fresh look at Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, both of which are due out 19th of November on Nintendo Switch. John, where's your excitement level for this right now?
Like a 7 or 8. I'm definitely excited for it. Chimchar is, I think, one of my favorite starters of all time. So to be able to go through that again is kind of sick.
Yeah. When I first saw the art style in this, I wasn't really sold. The more I look at this though, like it obviously reminds me, the first thing that I think of is Link's Awakening remake. I'm digging it. I love the lighting effects on a lot of these, like the places that you're in. I've never played Pokemon for graphics, because if I did, then I would never play Pokemon.
I mean, Sun and Moon looked incredible. But wait. No, Sword and Shield looked incredible.
Yeah.
But this, I don't know, it combines like good graphics with the nostalgic feeling of like what the old ones look like, you know?
Yeah, it obviously some of these like the UI and stuff kind of looks like what Sword and Shield was. But it does I even like the Let's Go games, the art style for those. Yeah. I thought they were kind of cool and fresh, and yeah, like I said, this
I forgot about mining for fossils.
Yeah, I never play these games.
You didn't?
No, I
Oh
actually okay.
wow.
Sorry, I played them. I didn't even. I played like maybe 2 hours because I played them on somebody else's DS. I didn't actually own a DS until way later.
These are some of the. Are we gonna get striked for showing their video? I
I
didn't even
don't
think
think
of that.
I don't think so.
Oh, fuck
Um,
them if we do. Either way, yeah, no, these are. I think Diamond and Pearl are some of the best Pokemon games that they've had.
hmm.
Like
I'm
I'd say
excited to
probably.
I'm excited to try them for sure. Um,
Oh yeah,
it's just so weird that this is coming out so close to um Legends Arceus.
yeah, that's right.
Okay. I think I corrected you last time we tried to talk about this game before. Um
So I mean, but they're doing both, and they're putting out the obviously the Switch Lite. Uh,
yeah,
that's the Dialga and Palkia Switch Lite. Um,
which looks sick, by the way.
that I was upset because I was like, shit, I actually kind of I fuck with that. I'm not going to
Um
spend money on it, as we all know, but I do fuck with it.
uh yeah, I am just simply not in the market for a Switch Lite, so
This man's not a
um
Pokemon.
no, these ones are though. So next up, and this was the last thing announced, was or it wasn't even announced. It was just more footage on the Pokemon Legends Arceus, big open world. Um, yeah, John, did you watch any of this video or anything before? Did
I
you like look?
watched I watched most of this, I
Okay,
think. Um,
I'll give my thoughts real quick. While you can continue kind of watching, but
yeah.
um I want to love this.
Do you
I
not?
every for every place that they go over or anything that they show, I'm like, "Oh, this looks cool." And then like the next scene, I'm just like, "Oh, like that does not look like." I don't have a
I
lot of faith in Game Freak to pull this off on their first go. I love the idea of Pokemon being out in the wild and this being like a almost like Monster Hunter like RPG type thing. Um,
My thing is this feels like uh God, I love that Growlithe. Um, first of all, there's going to be a payoff with the Growlithe that I'm very excited for. I think it was in Gold and Silver where they
mm,
showed the four legendaries, and one of them was Arcanine, but it was like an ancient Arcanine.
oh,
It, I have a feeling it's going to be in this. Uh, but I feel like Sword and Shield were
like
the foundation for this. This was always the goal.
yeah,
That was like the test run. So I feel like this will be done well. They took all the criticism that happened there, and they are hopefully going to do a good job. I trust them to at least make a fun game. You know, like make it worth the money.
um, yeah. I don't know. I there's a lot of emptiness for me, and I get that it's obviously the Switch is kind of like holding it back a little bit. Hold on, I love this dude. I don't like. I feel like this guy gives me Jesse Pinkman vibes. Sorry for audio listeners of this game. I don't know why.
Oh, come on. He looks
Pokemon.
like oh boy. You know in Lost, the really small guy that's really good friends with
I've never watched Lost, so no.
oh you fucker. You haven't watched Lord of the Rings either, have you?
Nope.
Oh my god. Never mind. Those are the only two things I can think of that you might know him from.
um, but yeah, like a lot of the stuff just looks really cool. Like, I don't know if it was shown already, but the one Pokemon that comes like attacking you, and you literally
Yeah.
like have to dodge it. Like, it
Someone
if
did
what?
sorry. Someone compared it to Breath of the Wild where like Ganon was controlling shit, and like
Mm.
now you have to break them free of it or some shit. But I don't care. I love Pokemon, and I love this. I don't
It
love the starters. I'll say that.
yeah, well, it was the Sinnoh region, so I feel like they just stuck with them.
Well, there's one from each. They're meant to represent like I don't know something in ancient.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're meant to represent like ancient something or other that I don't want to get wrong, so I'm not gonna try it. Like ancient Japanese something. Um, I don't know enough about that to actually speak on it though.
That's all right. I like I said, I want to be like excited. I'm like very cautiously optimistic about it. I just
Yeah.
it it like I said, it just looks empty. Like the art style is very Breath of the Wild ish, which is cool because I when people try to say that as like an insult, it's like, you know, that's what gaming is. Like people who
Yeah.
make games like iterate, and they like sure everyone steals things, you know, but I don't mind that the art style, excuse me, is similar to Breath of the Wild. It just seems very empty. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I
I do you think that this is actually going to come out January 28th, 2022? That's the release date for it.
yes, I think if it gets pushed, it'll only be a couple weeks. I don't think it's going to be
Hmm.
like a month-long push. But either way, I Breath of the Wild was kind of empty, was it not? Part of the fun was exploring.
Not, I don't think it was empty like this is. Like I mean like a lot of ground without something
Like
being there.
mountains or trees.
Trees, mountain, and then like
Yeah,
yeah. So,
there could
but
be stuff that they're hiding though. You know.
maybe and yeah, that could be a thing. But like I said, this is Game Freak's first like open
Yeah.
world. So like they're like, whereas like Zelda has been like they've been making games on inferior consoles for a while. So like they know how to get the most out of, I think, some of the systems that they have to work with. And like normally Pokemon has been like, and that was a complaint, and it wasn't really a complaint because I love Sword and Shield. I did. And like, you know, that
Yeah.
I played the shit out of those games. I One of the complaints that I had was it was a little ugly in the what's the middle part? I forgot what it's called. Like
The wild area.
the wild area. That was like a little ugly. And it was like it was kind of like empty at parts, and then just like almost like they just didn't know what to do, so they filled in with like shitty looking trees and grass. But like they're getting there. So I'm willing to definitely, like, obviously I'm excited to give this a shot. Like if it comes out and people are like, oh my god, this is like complete dog shit, then obviously I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
I'm out.
back off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm still excited because when we had the idea of a Pokemon game on Switch in the first place, when I was like, oh god, how fucking cool would it be to have Breath of the Wild but Pokemon, like open world and stuff like that. So we're getting it, and I want to support it because it's what I asked for. And I think a lot of people they'll complain about something and say they want something, and when they get it, all they do is
The
shit, piss, and moan. So
especially the Nintendo community, Pokemon specifically, they're never happy. They're never
yeah,
satisfied.
right. So yeah, anything else to add about the show today?
Yo.
Well,
Oh, the Nintendo's thing. Yeah,
yeah.
not really. No.
Um,
I mean, I'm just excited for those two games, honestly. I'm not excited about spending $120, but
in
cross that bridge.
3 months time spending on Pokemon. That's the only thing that, like, depending on what comes in November,
I'm gonna be coming in November.
we I think it's Halo. I think Halo will be in November. Um,
Yeah.
if Horizon is delayed, like what was rumored, that opens up a lot of time for me in November. So I would be like have that I hate saying things like this. So like my gaming schedule is cleared up around them. So, um, yeah, it'll be really weird if nothing does come out in that time and we go from Pokemon and then like, okay, I got like a good Pokemon dose and then like boom, another Pokemon experience. Like I don't know. We've never had anything like this before. That much new Pokemon in such a short period of time, and they're both like pretty big projects. So it's really exciting for people who love Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I don't consider myself like a crazy Pokemon fan, but I obviously like any game that comes out, I try, and so
yeah, I love it. I love them.
All right, John.
You know, I'm just noticing I blend in with the wall behind me. That's not a good look. I am just as pale as the white wall.
Like if you were bald, it would just, you would disappear in like a green screen.
That fucking stinks, bro. I'm not going outside though. Just buy a tanning booth.
Or you could change the color of the wall.
No.
Oh, okay, true. Yeah. John, People Can Fly, devs for the game Outriders that came out in April this year. They they had an interview earlier this week talking about how like the profitability of bro. All right, guys, listen. I'm gonna use this as an excuse because I just feel like my energy isn't like overall here today.
Wait, can I say it? Can I say it?
Go ahead.
He got half a microchip today.
I got my first COVID vaccine today. I've had diarrhea since Easter. No, I we were late on even recording this today. Because I had a shit so bad. I didn't even know that it was possible to get diarrhea. Like all the side effects that I never saw diarrhea, and then now when I look it up, it's likely. So,
all the flu symptoms.
The reason I can't speak English is because I had the COVID. So Outriders developer People Can Fly says it doesn't know how many copies of the game is sold and hasn't earned any royalties from the game, suggesting it hasn't been profitable for publisher Square Enix. This is from Joe Screbbles at IGN, by the way. Announced on the developer's investor site, People Can Fly explained that the agreement with Square Enix meant it would receive any royalties for the game's first quarter sales by August 16th, 2021, which was earlier this week. No funds were transferred, which People Can Fly suggests mean that, according to the publisher, the revenues from the sale of the game are lower than the total cost of its production. That sucks.
So yeah, and people were blaming Game Pass for this.
Yeah, I want to get there. We're gonna get there. Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
People Can Fly executive Sebastian, I'm not going to try to say his last name, W, added that the company had no firm data on copies sold. In quotes, "We don't have any sales figures for Outriders. We estimate it at 2 and 3 million units and assumed that this was the result that would ensure profitability for this project in the first quarter of sales. The lack of payment by the publisher, Square Enix, probably means that, according to Square Enix, this is not the case." So then I'm gonna scroll down. There's comments later on and this is a direct quote from the dev. Says working with a publisher has many advantages, but also its disadvantages. One of them is the low impact of sales activities and incompleteness, or in this case, lack of data obtained from the publisher in this regard. This is one of the reasons why, apart from working with publishers, we have decided to develop project whose IP will remain property of the company, People Can Fly, and will be published by the company. So they are saying they're done working with Square Enix, and they don't agree with the decision. At least that's what I get. Obviously, they didn't come out and say this. It seems like they don't agree with the decision to go on Game Pass.
Yeah, so 80% of the sales that were recognized months ago were from Sony. They were from PlayStation.
In the UK.
Yeah, sorry. So people are blaming Game Pass for this, but I think it's more Square Enix spending a lot on marketing and really, really upping that budget, not knowing what the return was going to be, and the return was a fraction of what they like spent on marketing, and it fucked them all over. Because I saw a lot of shit for this game, but I didn't know what it was about, and I only played like what, a couple hours with you, and then I was over it on to the next thing.
You had like they had paid like big streamers to play this. Like there like Nick Merckx was playing this on his Twitch and like that he had like Cloaksy on there. Like they were paying people that they spent a lot of money in marketing for this. So two things that I'm not even saying are like what I believe. I'm just saying it's something to think about. The fact that this hasn't been profitable. It could be Game Pass. It could. I don't know. That's a possibility, and there's more research and more to look into than just blaming it on Game Pass, because it's easy to do. You just look at that. The other thing is no microtransactions or any, and it's not live service.
Well, that's the other thing I saw, is that people were like, the content ran out. Like there was no new content. It's been the same game since then, and it's kind of, with other games available, no one wants to play it anymore.
Right. So are we saying that there's not a place for these kind of games if they're not live service, like these shooter or looter shooters, like Borderlands, Destiny, stuff like that?
I think it works if you add stuff. Like they both had expansions. Destiny adds a new expansion like every 3 months. Borderlands has had 3, I think, since Borderlands 3 came out. All relatively sizable. This has had nothing. They put the game out and then that was it.
I do think that they just had one come out, like literally just.
Well, then they did shit job marketing that, because I didn't even.
Well, I mean, at this point, like they're probably looking at this like we're not putting any more money into this. Like,
yeah,
fuck that. Like,
which is just gonna make it do worse. It's not gonna help anything.
Yeah. So I obviously played a lot more of this game than you did, but I never would have played this game if it wasn't on Game Pass. Or maybe I would have in the future if it was like $10 in a bargain bin somewhere. Or obviously not physically. I don't own physical media, but it was on sale or something. Then maybe I would have given it a shot. But it's weird. It's a very weird, because there's so many factors into this specifically. For people to just outright, you have console war weirdos willing to any shot they could possibly take at Xbox. They're guns ablazing, saying that, and this could be the case, but we can't just say that and not ignore the fact that the game doesn't have a lot to offer other than like playing with your friends. Like the story is dog shit, quite frankly. Like, sorry if you worked on the story. Like I don't think that even the people who made the story, I don't think you can honestly be like, yeah, we put a lot of thought in.
It was I played, I think, 5 hours total of it. I don't know a single piece of story. I can't remember a single bit of it.
Yeah, I played about 40 hours of this game. I loved the gameplay. I loved the I had a lot of fun playing it. I still couldn't tell you anything in the story, and I even watched some of the cutscenes up until a point where and then I got to a point where I don't even know what's happening. So I'm but it was a fun game. And I don't mean this as an insult either. It was a perfect Game Pass game for me. A game that I would not have tried without it. And I don't mean it as an insult, but that's what I look for in Game Pass.
I would not have paid $60 for this game. And if I did pay $60, I would have been very upset. I think it's got about $5-10 worth of content. Other than that,
I don't agree with that.
I you know,
I mean, that's subjective, so it's just
granted,
users.
and even that, granted, I didn't play as much as you did, so maybe I am missing a lot of stuff that would have upped my experience. But it's because I wasn't hooked. I think we
Yeah,
talked about this last time. I'm a very story-driven person. Like I need a good story to make for me to care about a game.
yeah. So I like I said, I don't think it's fair to blame Game Pass. I think that it definitely is a factor. You can't ignore it. You can't just pretend like it's not. Um,
Yeah.
the fact that a game that somebody made came out 4 months ago at this point, and you don't know how many copies it sold is really weird. Um,
It's
but
only
when
been 4 months.
yeah, came
I
out in
thought it
April.
came out like last year.
No, it came out in April.
God damn.
Um, yeah. So in the first month, they don't know how many copies it sold because they don't. This counts all platforms, including Game Pass. In the first month, it passed 3.5 million players, which is a lot for a new IP. I think
Yeah.
so at least. Um, yeah, I don't know. It was really interesting to see, and you had some people saying that not just Game Pass or console war kids. You did have some people saying like this is the this is the downside to Game Pass. I mean, obviously, it seems like the developers of this game kind of feel that way too. At least in a small, they don't agree with how it was handled by Square Enix.
Yeah.
Which is it's just such a weird situation. So if more things come out about this, like we can hopefully we'll get some more updates, and I hopefully it turns around. Like it something does come up where they are able to make money from this in some way, because it really was a fun game, and it took over
If for
the world for like a week.
well, that's I mean, I just feel bad for the studio that made it for free, basically.
For people who have Xbox. The thing was, it wasn't on Game Pass for PC. It was only for console, so it was only one of the three platforms. But still,
Okay. So they still made some money. It's just
well,
not enough.
they haven't. They were going to get royalties based off of sales, and they have not received any.
So
That's what
yeah,
that's what they
so
were saying.
so that's what I meant by they were making games for free. It's like they didn't get paid because I mean, maybe initially, but they're not getting anything past that. Like it's
Yeah, it's. I mean, they haven't like fully like said how much they made or how much they like recouped and everything, but yeah, it stinks. But yeah, so onto a little bit less depressing story. It's kind of a weird one too. So there was earlier this week. Uh, I don't know how people do this. They go into files. They hack the mainframe and fucking go like somebody in someone was going through files in The Last of Us Part Two, and found a multiplayer file that suggests that there was a battle royale made for The Last of Us Part 2. This is from Jordan Gerblick from Games Radar. This is The Last of Us 2 Battle Royale mode may have been in the works, unearthed multiplayer file suggests. So Naughty Dog could have once been working on a Battle Royale mode for The Last of Us 2, judging from some newly unearthed multiplayer assets and a new video from the public, The Last of Us 2 data miner. We see what seems to be a prop displaying a big multiplayer map with several locations from The Last of Us 2 single player campaign, including Adler Park, Camelito, the port of Camelito, and I guess that's it. And the map includes several points of interest like the gas station, nature center, estate, and motel. It's not just the size and the layout of the map that suggests The Last of Us 2 Battle Royale mode may have been in the works. The hidden multiplayer files also revealed the other genre trademarks, including a compass, player count, and emote wheel.
damn.
Dude, this So like the joke that we, you know, is everything battle royale.
Yeah.
Um, I would at least be interested in trying this as someone who just loves the Last of Us
Well,
gameplay.
there's only what, 4 groups? You'd have to be one of 4 groups.
Yeah, I don't know what it. I mean, obviously, there's not details on this. It's not like they
That's
just
where my head immediately went, is what are the specifics to a thing that doesn't exist?
like how many players would it be? Like it would have to be
Yeah,
like
a lot to fill up that entire space. It's a big map.
right, and like it seems like it would be a like long games because
Yeah.
stealth is such a big part in this, and you're maneuvering around things trying to. Dude, I feel like the idea is exciting and I think it's there. I'm excited to try
Oh yeah.
factions out when it comes. Like even if this is just a side thing in factions, I don't think this is what factions was going to be ever. Um I
I
just
for sure.
the
I'm
last
excited for
thing
it.
the last thing you think of when you think of The Last of Us is battle royale.
Battle
So
Royale. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't. I I hate that it's not really a joke anymore, and that it is actually just like, hey, we just put out a new game. How do we turn it into a battle royale? Uh, but I mean, I say that to say that I definitely would have tried this and probably would have enjoyed it, even if
yeah.
it was dog shit.
Oh well. I
Yeah.
mean, like that's not the main attraction to Last of Us. That's obviously the
No.
main. It's like the single player campaign. Um, I'm excited for factions to be out, just to see what they've added and stuff like that. But this could be, even if this isn't, if this is still in the works, like I still would be excited to try it out. Just a fun little story I thought I'd throw in. As obviously we'll probably be talking about this game later. So uh
Absolutely will be.
yeah. So next up, I know you don't give an ounce of shit about this, John. But tomorrow we're getting a reveal of Call of Duty Vanguard. Before we get into the story, obviously, I do want to mention I don't want people to forget, and I don't want people to think that we forgot that there is still a lawsuit going on, and the Activision Blizzard still needs to be held accountable. But yeah, so
On a less serious note, let's also not forget that Warzone has been dealing with hackers for the past year, and Activision has ignored it entirely. And now they're coming out with a new game.
which they promise to address hackers. Anyways, pulling from Jay Peters at The Verge, this is Call of Duty Vanguard announced with more to be revealed in Warzone on August 19th. So that is yesterday for you folks, tomorrow for us right now. So it's going to be an in-game event. As you guys see, video people can see some of the teaser right now. Activision has officially announced Call of Duty Vanguard, the next title in a hugely popular series, with a short teaser video on Monday. While this video doesn't reveal a lot, it consists mostly of footage of 4 different locales that each feature a mysterious face. It seems that the game will take place during World War II, likely on the 4 fronts of war. Details are light right now, but more will be revealed about Call of Duty Vanguard at an event inside Call of Duty Warzone. So that is by the time you guys listen to this, you guys will that more will been like announced and revealed and stuff. But
It's Battlefield. It's Battlefield. It is Battlefield. Whatever game, I think it was the one that came out with the Xbox One and PS4, where you have different characters and you play through their different stories, like from their point of view in different parts of the country during World War II. It is just Battlefield recycled.
We'll see. We don't know. We don't know for sure.
Everything in that teaser points to that.
Maybe. It looks like it has a lot to do with like conspiracies and some real like Bush did 9/11 type shit, which I'm interested in, you know? Like it I don't want to want Call of Duty. I don't, but something about this. In the idea of World War II again, I'm like, God damn it, man! Like, really, we're doing this again? But I don't know what about this kind of has my interest. So yeah, we'll see a little bit more about that.
I only care about killing Nazis, since none of my friends want to kill Nazis with me.
Well,
I'm out.
Maybe the campaign. I don't know. We'll see.
The campaign has to do with killing Nazi. Oh, it has to do with killing Nazis, but like that has to do with killing Nazis that have been dead before.
Oh,
then maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I just mean zombies.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, last up, something you do care about and something you are excited about. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is out today for everyone listening. It's out in 2 days for us right now. John.
Yeah.
Now that we're 2 days away, where is your horny meter at?
I'm fucking stiff as a board, my brother. I'm rock hard.
Yeah, dude, I can't. This is hardly a story. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit more because this is coming out this week. Definitely we'll have some thoughts on this. The story and stuff. The DLC. We'll have more thoughts on this next week. But for those of you who had Ghost of Tsushima on PS4 or the PS4 version, this is a 20 gigabyte increase in file size where you're getting like the whole Iki Island stuff. This is according to at PlayStation Size. It's PlayStation Game Size on Twitter. Big shout out to them. I love like usually I have Twitter pages where I will like how long to beat, where I'll go check that out, or like if I need to see how big a file size is, I go right to Twitter and go to this Twitter page. Yeah. So big shout out to them. 60 gigabytes total with the game and the DLC. Yeah, I just can't fucking wait, man. I'm so excited to dive back into this game because I haven't played it since probably September last year.
Well, to cross segments real quick, I don't know if you wanted me to segue like this. Let's talk about games we've been playing lately.
Yeah, sure.
I restarted Ghost of Tsushima Sunday. If you follow our Twitter, then you know that. I'm playing the PS4 version, obviously, on PS5. And even it looks so fucking good already, just the PS4 version, that I cannot wait to. I'm basically going to play it because when I first played it, I only played Act 1 and 2. I didn't play Act 3. I never finished the game as much as I love it. So I am excited to play that final act in a way where it's run for PS5. I think it's going to be incredible. And even that, I can't wait to play the expansion to get back into playing Legends.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I am so excited. The game is so incredible. And it's not that I didn't realize it before, but I was streaming it, so I wasn't really dialed in, and now I'm just playing it for leisure, and it's like, it's so fucking good.
It is the perfect game for that, dude. It's not like overly difficult. It has so many cool moments, but it is so relaxing. And then the world, the way that like the art style and all of that, the whole world is just so like chill until it's not. But,
well, I mean, it's chill until you run into people who are skinning others alive, and then it's not so chill anymore.
So you completely restarted it from Act 1.
Yep, from scratch.
And also there is benefits of playing PS4 version on PS5. You get 60 frames per second. Whereas on PS4, which that's where I played it when it came out, it was 30 frames per second. Still great.
Well, what I can tell you specifically is that because I know how good your TV is, and how shit mine is, you can, even me who knows nothing about that shit, I noticed it. I noticed the jump in frame rate.
Yeah.
So it is incredible.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited to just because I'll probably just end up playing through the entire thing again, and obviously the expansion too. But yeah, I'm just excited to dive back into this. What other games have you been playing, if any?
One that we're going to talk about in a couple minutes.
Sure. Is that it? Those two?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. So John and I both finished Shadow of the Colossus this week. I admittedly waited and finished it on last night. I told Lauren, I was like, I feel like I am caught doing my homework late, like, and I'm just rushing to get it all done.
Oh, yeah.
I literally did I did the 9th Kelzone, and I literally played all fucking day yesterday. Like I had to get it done.
Well, what I'll tell you is I recognized that as soon as I think I was leaving work and I asked you guys if we're going to the gym. And you said, no, I don't think I can tonight. And I looked at my PlayStation app and it said John Townsend is online playing Shadow of the Colossus. I was like, oh, okay, he's a slacker. That's what happened.
It's unfortunate. And the reason why, and it's not a good reason, but I'm all about honesty. As much as I wish that I didn't want Call of Duty, I really, really wish that I didn't love Madden. And I have been playing the fuck out of Madden 22 since the last week. I think Thursday or Friday. No, I don't know. I don't know when it was. I fucking forgot. I think it was last Thursday.
I think it was last Thursday because I was giving you guys shit about it.
The early access came out, and I've been playing. So I literally played all 10 hours of that over the weekend. With the EA play, you got 10 hours early access, and you got to try that out. I literally just played it. I know every single year that I'm getting fleeced, and I just am like, yep. Yes, daddy, yes, please come invade me, violate me, please.
Oh my. All right.
I'm just so fucking excited I've been watching preseason football. I've been watching literally all weekend, Saturday. All day long was watching preseason football. I am so excited for fall. I'm so excited for football. And that's why I was stuck playing Shadow of the Colossus for 6 hours last night. Not really. It was like 4, but
preseason football doesn't count in my eyes. Only when the Vikings go undefeated. Since they got blown out, it doesn't count. You don't want to talk about it. Didn't happen.
John.
Wait till the real season.
John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up the floor to you, brother. Let's hear what your final thoughts are on Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh boy. You know what I'll say? Because I feel like I'm just shitting on it every week now. For the past couple weeks, I feel like I'm a negative person, aren't I? I feel like a lot of the stuff we do, I always point out the bads. Either way, I thought the last, how many is it? 7? Yeah, it's math, right? 6 or 7. I don't. You know what?
That I played?
Class. I don't care. No, I'm talking about, it was from, so it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, it's 7. Okay, I did the math right. The last 7 were really fun. They all felt different, and they were all really, really enjoyable, except for one. One didn't feel all that different. The big Sasquatch one that stomped around and had the sword and shit. That one didn't feel...
Which...
I don't know the number. I'll tell you that right now.
Like, I'm trying to think of the one that was in like the
tunnel. Yeah. And you had to shoot his arm to make him drop the sword, and then yeah, that one felt kind of similar. The rest of them were all unique, and they were all really fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how it ended in terms of the bosses. I feel like you and I are going to agree on the ending was hot trash. I don't. I still. I mean, we finished it, which means the story's done. I have no fucking idea what happened. Uh, no idea why the world was so big. No idea who the group of dudes in masks were. Um, all I know is that the actual Kilbasi were fun, especially once you got past like 6 or 7 when they were all just repetitive. They got really fun.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, I felt like last week I was very positive on it. I'm just gonna get my negative thoughts out of the way real quick, and before I dive into like what I liked about the game. I have never played a game that was 8 hours long that felt like it was 40 hours long.
Yep.
This game, I would like look at my phone and I'd be like, oh man, I've been playing this for like 3 hours and it's been like 45 minutes. And it's just like,
Same.
how, bro? Like it felt like a full length, like, I don't know what it was. I really don't. That being said, the other thing that I have to say is I felt like a lot of the end Chobanis were like kind of just different versions of earlier ones. Like,
Yeah.
there was a couple
They were the more fun earlier ones though.
Yeah. I felt like this game could have been 12 Colossi. I feel like it could have been that and it would have been a lot better. I get why even the 16 that they had was like kind of a shorter game. But yeah, man, while fighting the Colossus, each of them, I had fun.
Yeah.
But it felt like why didn't you just like boom, like move me to the next place? Like, why the exploration hardly felt deep. And like I said, I get last week, I get that this is a 16-year-old game just with a fresh coat of paint, but like some of it felt more tedious than fun. And after we got to like some of them, when I got the Colossus, like I was like, oh, like we're doing this again. Like once you get to the head, it's like it's done.
Stab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, so the one thing I will say that I'll give them credit for is they've never made, like, they did such a good job at making such a beautiful landscape so fucking lonely.
Yes.
Like, there's no music. It's just the sound of you and your horse. There's all that land with nothing living in it. It's so lonely.
And there's a reason for it, obviously, at the end. But so the things that I loved, obviously each Colossus, I like I said, while I was in the middle of fighting them, or freeing them, I guess, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. The boss, the final Colossus, was so fucking sick. I feel like it was the perfect way to end it. And I got so excited after like the 12th Colossus, when you kill him and that cutscene comes in and you just see something else other than thy next foe is. Oh wait, sorry. Another thing I have to say that I hate. Shut the fuck up. When I am in the middle of trying to figure this thing out and they're just like, you can't shut them from here. Yeah, like shut the fuck. Like, you're not saying anything new. You're just saying the same thing over and over again. Please, just shut the fuck up.
The one that was in the water, partially in the water, they kind of jump up and it'd slam its fist. The thing kept like literally 50 times. Get to higher ground. It's like, I'm fucking trying. Quit yelling at me.
I'm like, if you had something new to offer, something new to say, please, like, yeah, go ahead. Because they did actually help. But after you say it once, stop saying it.
Yeah.
I'm just bad. I can't. I'm just. It's not that I don't know what to do. I'm just bad at doing it. But yeah. So I thought the final Colossus was really really cool.
What I'll say is for the remaster, it came out in 2018.
Yeah.
I mean, God of War came out in 2018. Spider-Man came out in 2018. Like a lot of good games came out in 2018. I don't know why people chose to play this.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people consider this such like a legendary game, and I just don't think it quite hit that for me. I didn't play the original one when it came out, obviously, so I don't have that connection to it. Talking about the end here. So for those you don't know, the ending, you're being used by this evil force the entire time, because the whole purpose was for this was to revive this girl that you brought. We don't know who it was. At least nope. if they told us, then I missed it. It's just this girl. So in order to do that, the voices in the temple, which they're dark, it's that they sound sinister, so why wouldn't you question it in the first place? They tell you have to slay the Colossi, 16.
Crazy salads.
So you go and do it, and these people come and they're like, "What have you done? You stole the sword. The sword was part of their village. Obviously, like the kid who brought the warrior who brought the girl there was from their village, and he took the sword to and then that's how they used him essentially to free this evil force." Yeah. And so that, like, what ends up happening is you turn into one of these shadow things and you get sucked into this like evil thing. So you killed all of these colossi for nothing, essentially. And yeah, so you end up, the people who come from the village end up sealing you back, sealing all the dark forces back in the thing, and then leave the girl on the table. And then the whole fucking they destroy the bridge, the only way to get in, and into this land. And the reason it was forbidden was they sealed this evil force before, and so that's why it was deserted. I get what they were going for. I do. Where you're left, like, the consequences of your actions. You didn't question these things. You're like, I almost just feels like even if you have good intentions, like, that's not enough. I think they wanted you to feel bad for killing all the Colossus, but the first fucking thing I thought when they're like, go slay these Colossi, I'm like, why would I just listen to what they say? Like, why? I like, that was my genuine first thought. I'm like, okay, like, obviously I'm going to, because that's the only thing you can do in the game. Like, you don't have a choice. So, and then after they destroy the bridge, there's no way to fucking get out of this land. The girl wakes up and she finds a demon baby, a baby who has horns. And like that, I just quite honestly don't know what to make of.
So apparently there's another game that this was like a prequel to, but not an official prequel, just kind of like there's a lot of similarities. And in that other game, you're going after this girl who has black long hair, who grew up in this isolated place, and has dark magic. And the main character is of this race where they consider it a curse if you're born with horns. It's passed on through generations, but only some of the people have the horns. and those people are considered curses, and the only way to break the curse is to fight the girl and whatever. I don't fucking know. I looked it up afterwards because I was trying to make sense of. I was trying to justify spending 8 hours in knowing nothing.
Yeah, so obviously there's some like mythologies that they base all of this off of. I I don't know. Like I like it, but then I am kind of annoyed at the same time where I'm just like I wish you just gave a little bit more. Like I don't know what it even would have looked like, but
this goes back to my argument of remakes versus reboots. Because if you're gonna make this game and you know that it's bland, add something.
Well, they don't know that because it's one of the highest rated games of all time. They're just saying we're going to remake one of the highest rated games ever.
That makes zero sense to me. This is why? For what reason? What did people get out of this game?
Yeah. I mean, dude, like I said, I liked it a lot. I just don't think it quite hit that like mind-blowing like, oh, I get why everyone loved this, like it just didn't do that for me personally.
Like with Psychonauts, it made sense. Psychonauts, I think both of us, we got it. Like, okay, this is why this game is so beloved.
Yeah.
This game, it's like I don't get it.
Yeah, so if we were to throw a rating on it, I guess like we did with Psychonauts, you give it a
out of 10?
Yes.
Oh boy. I'm genuinely torn. Because my gut is telling me 4.
What? Wow.
My head is telling me 6. I'll cut it down the middle and say 5.
Wow.
I really didn't enjoy it that much, and only the back half of the Cinnabons felt fun.
Yeah, I know like this episode specifically, it sounds like I was largely negative on it. It gave me something to think about, and I did think about it last night after I finished it, and I even thought about it a lot today. Just like what the whole ending meant. So it at least gave me something to dwell on, and the gameplay was fun when I was there. I'll give it a 7.
See, I think the difference is as soon as I finished, like literally, I finished it, waited 5 minutes, and then started Ghost of Tsushima. So my brain had zero time to process it. It was just like, oh, this fucking sucked. I moved on.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something to a game where it does kind of just like it doesn't give you a lot, and you are left to think about it. I just wish there was like, I don't know. I wish there was some way to get a little bit more, even after, if there was a sequel or there was like I don't know. But the gameplay itself was fun enough where I really enjoyed it overall.
The puzzles alone are what give it the rating it got from me. Everything else is what brought it down. The actual like the figuring out combat, how to take them down. Yeah. That was fun. It's just everything else around it was just bland. There was nothing there. There was no substance.
Yeah, that's fair. And obviously it just wasn't a game for you, and it was hardly a game for me, but it was fun enough. So yeah, you got a 5 from John, you got a 7 from me.
Are we doing the other thing for the last week of this month?
Yes. So
okay. So before you get into that, can I pee while you explain it to the people?
Yes.
Because I feel like we still got a hefty back half of this.
Yeah. All right. So
thanks,
we obviously it's not the end of the month yet. We finished. This was a kind of short game. So the game that we are going to play for the next 2 weeks. So this will be for like the week of the 27th and the week of the 3rd. We are going to play Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. I don't know what it is. It's on Game Pass. It's a pretty short game. So for people who have Game Pass and a next gen console. It just got optimized for that. John and I, neither of us have played it yet. This game looks. It's always been a game that's been on my radar, but I never have like quite pulled the trigger on it. I just because for some reason it's always evaded me. But it's about a Celtic warrior who like she battles with mental health stuff like that. I don't know 100% about it, like what like the specifics on it, but if you do play it, John and I both are going to it's recommended that you play it with headphones. It just adds to the whole experience. I believe the game is like 8 hours long. I'm gonna just double check, but yeah, shouldn't be too long, and I think this has a little more story to it. So hopefully John enjoys this one a little bit more. So howlongtobeat.com is saying 7.5 hours. We should be able to knock that out in 2 weeks. So go ahead, start this. 7.5. I don't know how the game is laid out yet, so we don't really have a starting point. Just play a couple hours if you want. And we'll meet you back next week to talk a little bit more about that. So yeah, like I said, really excited for that. And obviously, there's a part 2 coming out. They don't have a release date, but that'll also be on Game Pass since Xbox now, I believe, owns the studio. So check it out. Let us know what you think.
For it.
Yeah, ready to finally do that. All right, guys, for our 10th episode. While we've been figuring things out, getting a little bit better, like I said, every week, we're trying to improve upon the show. We thought that we should give a little bit more of like a introduction of us. I mean, the people who've been watching this primarily over the last 10 weeks have been like close friends and family, so they know a little bit more about us. But we kind of want this to serve as like a get to know us a little bit. So we are going to give each of our own separate top 5 games of all time. These are not games that I consider the best games of all time. They're definitely not like the top 5 best games. This is just our games that are like important to us and games that we like played a huge part in my I don't even want to say gaming life. They played a huge part in my just life in general. So yeah. We're going to go back and forth. John is going to start with, John, are you doing any particular order?
Oh, God, no.
Okay. I am also not going to do an order, although I probably, the way that I'm doing this is probably going to be where I would rank these games anyway. So, John, number 5.
Number 5. We talked about it earlier. Actually, a couple of the games we've talked about are on this list. First one is Last of Us Part 2. I guess you can include... I don't want to include the first one in that, but that... Last of Us Part 2 is... I mean, we have a whole episode dedicated to it, right? It's one of those games where, like, once you're in, you're in. And it's unforgettable. I love the world you were in. I love the character development. I love the idea of saying, look, there are no heroes here. It's just a bunch of people who are trying to survive. It's so good. It does everything, if not perfectly, at least well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I it's left an impression on me, even though it's only been out for a year.
Yeah, and you played this obviously at launch.
Yeah,
that's another thing. I'm just gonna say, like, not obviously we don't know exact hours of how much time we spent on these, but just like how much of it we've played for games. Like I have like 1 or 2 on here that is like it. They didn't come out recently, so I don't know, but yeah. This is my number 1 of all time, and I was going to save it, but like, since you're talking about it now, this is my favorite game of all time.
Last of Us Part 2?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
The first game and this game, I wasn't going to put both of them in there just because I I feel like you can't have one without the other at this point. But like
Yeah.
before 2 came out, yeah, you could have said that, but like they are so perfectly done as one story to me. They are like, there are scenes and stuff that you can show to anybody, who people who don't even like video games, you can show, and I feel like it's compelling enough. The porch scene with Joel and Ellie at the end of Last of Us Part 2. I have chills thinking about it right now. It forever will get me. You can show that to anybody, and they're gonna be like, I feel like it was so well done. Voice acting, everything was so good. This game, like the first game as well. A game that very rarely in my life I finish a game and I'm like, oh my god, like I just got to replay this again. Like, and so that's what I did that with the first one. I played it, and when I beat it, I was like, no, like, and I instantly started it again. And I did the same thing with Last of Us Part 2. Actually, that's a lie. Last of Us Part 2, I needed to like breathe and like, but later on in the day, I did start it again because I needed a fucking break mentally. These games are both like, I am such a whether I like to admit it or not, I really am a dramatic person. I like I like everything in my life to be like over, like everything has meaning, everything like is romanticized, like every like that. Like the music I listen to, like the Wonder Years, you see here, my favorite album of all time. Like everything is meaning. Like that's just the person that I am. Like they don't have like there's no like they don't have songs that are just meaningless. Like everything has so much purpose to it, and that's the kind of person that I am. And that's this game is not a game for everybody, because if you play games just to have fun,
this ain't it.
Is not it, because literally I wish I caught it on camera, man. I have never had a game gut me the way that The Last of Us Part 2 gutted me. Like genuine, felt like my life was empty at the end of that game. Like that's how I sat there after, and the controllers in my hands. I literally, like, tears coming down my eyes, and I just feel frozen. Like I felt like I couldn't move. Like, and for a game, or like, that's why I love music like this, like that too. When media and stuff that they can make me feel something like that without it actually being like actually happening to me, that is masterclass. That is that's how you know you're really fucking good at what you do, and that's why I love these games so much.
Dude, that fucking the porch scene, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can forgive you, but I'm gonna try. And then he's dead the next day. Oh my god.
Ugh.
It's heart-wrenching, dude.
Yeah.
We can't talk about it anymore, else we're gonna be.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole other episode for it. John, number 4.
This is the other game we talked about, Ghost of Tsushima. I think from both these came out last year. Both were Game of the Year contenders for good fucking reason. This is another one where the story, it's like playing a movie. The world around you, even like I noticed for the first time playing this weekend. No, what day is it? It's Wednesday. Playing Monday. If you're just riding your horse, not sprinting, we're riding, and you're riding through like the white flowers.
Yeah.
Jin will sit there and he'll just run his fingers through them as you're riding. And like if you go back to the foxes after you do the thing at the altar, and you can just pat them and play with them. There's so the dynamic between Jin's uncle and Yuna, where he despises her, but you know, he needs her help.
They're desperate. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's so much to it. Jin having to break his entire, like, what he knows, and like has to change who he is as a person just to save his home.
Right.
Like it's so good.
I love that idea of having to break your like everything that you were raised on, your moral compass, like, and having to decide between that and essentially survive not just for you but the people that you love. That's such a compelling thing for me. Dude, I don't think people give that story enough credit, at least. But that's also, like I'm saying, like I also, in that idea in my head is just like over, like I'm like, oh my god, and I apply that to my life, what that would look like for
Yeah.
me and stuff like that. And not everyone does that, I get. So but
Even
yeah.
just the fucking thing with Ryuzu where he like just wants to help the other Straw Hats. Like he just wants to provide for them and bring them food.
Yeah.
So he has to turn on Jin even though he doesn't want to. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Like, I
dude.
got to the scene last night. I'm not going to talk about this after this because I know I can do it forever. But like, I got to the scene last night where uh, you get to Lord Shimura's like castle, and
Yeah.
he makes Ryuzu light the guy on fire, and then he's screaming at them while he's crying to open the gate because he can't do it to another one.
Right.
Like that's fucking it. It hits you so hard.
Yeah, actually, let's let's stop this, and then let's like have this be our topic next week. We'll dive way more into it because the director's cut is out Friday. Let's just dive fully into this. I just had that idea now. I think that'd be a good idea because I think we do need to talk about the story a little bit more and how I don't think it does get enough credit.
I think by then I'll be able to finish it too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if I will because I'll just be starting it on Friday. But also, like I said, Madden does come out Friday as well. So
yeah, but no one cares about Madden. Everybody cares about Ghost of Tsushima. We already had this conversation. Don't bring it up in the podcast.
My number 4 is God of War 2018. I played this game for the first time in 2019, I think. And I remember thinking maybe like 5 hours in, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I remember thinking like, God, if this story is really just they get to the highest peak and they just do it like that, that's all it is. Like, what kind of how is this considered one of the best stories in video games? Like, there what? And I've never been happier to be proven wrong because there's so many moments in that game that hit me the way that The Last of Us Part 2 did, where you had the where he's trying, you have Kratos trying to be a father, he just does not know how. And dude, I fucking wish my camera picked up on it. I literally have goosebumps talking about this. The part where he's like talking to himself but also talking to his wife, and he's just like, I don't know how to do this without you. Like that I dude, like that type of shit like gets me every time. And that like, I don't want to go into like too much spoilers about this because there's some people who may be listening that are playing it, and I hope you guys are playing it, and you guys are you know, I hope you guys do finish that. But dude, I played the original God of War games only a little bit before I played this game. I wanted the context, I wanted all of that, so I was like, oh, like, how is this going to be such a like, how is this going to be transformed into like a story driven thing, like that? Because the original 3 games, they had story obviously and they are important, but they are so like Mountain Dew Kyle type of games. Like, you're just like, there's tits, you're just slashing, like it's like,
how many heads can you rip off in an hour?
Yeah, like literally combos and stuff like that. So I loved the transformation of this. I prefer it. I think the combat is more thoughtful. Like, you have to think about what you're doing instead of just spamming the attack button. I love this game. I played this game. I almost finished it again. But yeah, this was 4 for me.
That was one of my honorable mentions because I couldn't put it on the list.
We'll do honorable mentions before our final one.
I think number 3. I'm kind of making these up as I go. If I'm being completely honest, number 3 is I think something that'll probably be on your list at some point. So I apologize, but Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
It is the only look. If you've been here since episode 1, you know I fucking hate Nintendo.
Yep.
Can't stand them and what they do.
That's right.
Breath of the Wild is the only game where I'm glad I bought it. I I think it lived up to all the hype. Uh, I watched a 20-minute half-hour conference on Zelda games just to get just to have the chance to get a glimpse of part 2.
Yeah.
I think it's not because it's more like family friendly. There's not like a loneliness feel, but it's a similar thing to like Shadow of the Colossus, where it's like it's just
Yeah.
Link trying to get back the person he loves. I
Right.
don't know if I don't know their relation, they're what they are. If you look on Reddit, they're fucking each other, but if you look on like Twitter, they're friends.
Even if it's not a romantic capacity, they still love each other.
Yeah, and it's after every one of his friends has been killed.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there to help. It's just so fucking good.
Yeah,
the only thing I don't like is the climbing, but I can get over it.
I love that. This was number 2 on my list, so I'm just shifting these around a little bit. This was my favorite game until Last of Us 2 came out. I do suffer from recency bias. As somebody who I just said I am overdramatic, I do that. But I mean, The Last of Us has been out for over a year now. I've had time to think about it and stuff like that. But when I played this game, I was like, this is the greatest fucking thing ever made. I just became obsessed. And this was the first Zelda game I actually played front to back, I guess. Like I completed the story. Like I've played other Zelda games, but I've never, like, usually when I was younger and I was so stupid I didn't even know what I was doing. Like I tried playing Majora's Mask when I was like 7 and I was like, I have no idea what's going on. And I tried to play Majora's Mask last year and I still was like, I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, this game sparked my love for Zelda as a franchise. I played every 3D Zelda because of this since this game came out. I mean, like, since I played this, I have played through every single 3D Zelda game, and a couple of the 2D ones. Man, dude, this game was just like it was like experiencing Skyrim all over again for me, where in my opinion, they just did it better. The world, they cut out a lot of the bullshit. There still was bullshit in Breath of the Wild, don't get me wrong. Like,
oh yeah,
but it was fun bullshit to me, at least, and that's why I loved it so much. You got rewarded for being curious and exploring, where I was like, hey, I'm just gonna go left for no reason, and there was either like some kind of like weapon or Korok seed, or there's just something. There's always something to do, and I love how the a lot of people didn't love the dungeons, how they went from traditional dungeons to the 4 main I forgot. I honestly forgot what they were called. But then you had
like boss fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them, and this probably was because I played all these 3D Zelda games in succession right after, but I was like, yeah, like I would have been cool with a switch up, like why not? But yeah, this game, as someone who doesn't like, I used to love open world games. I still enjoy them a lot. But as someone who like now, like it's not my favorite style of game, this is open world done like to perfection. And yeah, definitely one of my favorite games ever.
I was just gonna say something about it too. Oh, unlocking the Master Sword for the first time fucking fired me up, bro. Because it's the only Zelda game I've ever played. And honestly, except for Breath of the Wild 2, it might stay that way. Because I not interested. Tried and just couldn't get into it.
Link's Awakening could be for you, but we don't have to go into like recommendations and shit. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
What number are we on? 2?
I believe so.
Yeah. Fuck. So it's a toughie. Kingdom Hearts 2. Just because it sticks with me.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's like it's just one of those games where someone put me on the spot. If you put a gun to my head and it said name your top 5 games, I think I might throw it.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I think because it's not, the story is memorable, the gameplay is memorable, the characters are memorable, but it's not like groundbreaking or anything new. It's just
convoluted as fuck.
Yeah, and you need like 8 other games lore just to understand it.
Yeah.
And you have to get like 6 different consoles so you can play each of those games, and like that shit's weird. But
yeah,
the actual story of just like Riku being Riku but older and not in his body, and you have to get him back, and like that's, God, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't have much else to say about it, but I think gun to my head,
we're getting back to our roots here. And I remember those games, playing those games and being like, I was so like it was so emo at the time. Like, that's what punk kids played. If they played video games, it was like that. And my number 2, Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
Oh, now, shit.
I know that like critically it's not even close to where like Pro Skater is and stuff, but the impression that this game left on me as a kid and shaped a lot of my stupid garbage sense of humor, like Bam Margera and the stupid shit that he pulled, the pranks and stuff that he would do throughout there. And I think if we could go back and actually count the amount of time I've spent in one video game, it would be this. I mean, when I was like 10, 11, I did not talk to other people outside of my family. And we were so poor, so it wasn't like I was buying I wasn't going out and buying like new games and stuff whenever I could. Now here's a story, and my mom's gonna be really mad at me for telling this.
I'm excited.
This was the game that I could not like live without this game, to the point where when I was younger, like I said, we were poor, and we would, like, during summer months, the power wouldn't be on. We wouldn't have any power in the house. And so what I did, and what we did, my brothers and I, would take an extension cord from our we lived in a duplex, and we took the extension cord and plugged it into one of their outlets, like his side of the house, and we ran that shit. So we had like one source of power, and that shit was going into my PS2, into my TV, and that was it. And I would sit there in like 110-degree room. It was so fucking hot, like the hottest summer days. I'd just be sweating, but just sitting there with my small ass TV and my PS2 playing this game. The earliest memories I have of like being in love with a video game, it starts there for me. And I mean, would sit there and do like combos and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, like, Zach, look how much I got on this combo and stuff. It's just so legendary to me. I love this game so much. And yeah, so
I mean, I don't think I ever played Underground, but Project 8 was like the, I guess, most recent Tony Hawk game that I played. God, that was fucking good. So fucking stupid, but so good. Number 1. Actually, I want to throw out some honor.
Yes. Yep.
Did I just fucking stutter? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's all good though.
Uh, honorable mentions. God of War is one for sure. I think Skate 3 is another one. Goat Simulator. Sims 2.
God damn
All right,
it.
fuck off, all right? Had enough out of you. Now you got me all fired up. And then the other ones I'm gonna attach to this one in a way, to my number one game. Because it's a big conglomerate. The game itself is Assassin's Creed 2. That's my number one.
I was waiting for the Assassin's Creed.
But with that, you have to put in the entire Ezio trilogy. So it's 2, Brotherhood, and Revelation. Yeah, Revelations. Then I also want to throw Assassin's Creed Origin in as like a 1B. Just because of the way it reinvented the series. And Bayek was such a good character. And that game set up quite a bit for like the series, and they never picked it back up like they should have.
And that's for sure done. Do you know? Like,
and I don't think they're gonna go back to it now, just because they've done. Are you gonna play Odyssey?
No.
Okay. Odyssey, the character you are, is the grandparent of Bayek's wife. So it's all, they kind of played off of that, only like briefly, and then Valhalla. I don't know why I thought it was Valkyrie. I'm losing my mind. Valhalla is doing what it's doing, so I don't think they're gonna go back to Bayek, but they should have. He should have had another game.
And the potential live service shit, like,
yeah.
What if there was a what if they did like a small Bayek?
He needs a whole other game, bro. I mean, and this actually was a point I meant to make earlier. Square Enix is doing what Ubisoft wants to do with Assassin's Creed and can't. They're showing how easy it is to fail. And I feel like Ubisoft's going to learn that the hard way. Anyways, Assassin's Creed 2. The Ezio story is going to be a hot take. One of the best stories ever told in video games. It starts, because I know you haven't played it.
Right.
It starts with him as like a teenager, and his father gets double crossed, and he watches his father, his older brother, and his little kid brother get hung in the middle of a town square.
Holy shit.
And then immediately someone grabs him and says, "You got to get out of here." And he runs away and trains to be an assassin without realizing that's what he's doing, so he can get revenge on that. And he goes from that to learning about the creative assassins to becoming the master assassin. And it shows like his span from teenagehood to elderly. That it's so good. Especially
is that Creed 1, 2, and 3?
It's no. So it's 2, it's Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Okay.
I know a lot of places partnered up as the Ezio trilogy and sell it like that. That's probably on your Ubisoft service thing. That's probably how it's packaged. But just Ezio as a character too is so fucking good. And then the modern day stuff that I don't know what happened, why they just sort of didn't pick up the way they should.
Yeah.
But even that was good. I mean, it's one of the games where I've replayed it, I think 5 times, at least.
Yeah, and that's a game that it gets like released every console generation. They put some kind of like remaster, and they don't remake it or anything. But
no, I mean they should, but they won't. It's so good.
Are those style games open world.
Yes, but so you played Origins. You know how wide it is.
Yeah.
These are like contained. So like you go to one city, that city's open, then you have to travel to another city, but you're not actually like it's like a fast travel kind of thing
Is
to
there like
another city.
side? Is there a lot of side quests and shit?
Not like Origins, but yes, there's side
Because
quests.
that was the main turn off for me. That
No, Origins has like a million different side quests and a million different activities to do.
hardly
Assassin's
any of them are interesting either.
No,
Like,
yeah, it's all rinse and repeat. And
yeah.
Assassin's Creed in 2, I think there's some side missions, but mostly you're just trying to like you play through the story and you're trying to build up the villa you end up living in.
Mm.
Other than
Okay.
that, it's not anything crazy.
Yeah. I was waiting for Assassin's Creed from you, so
Dude, I love that game.
it's a game I know that like most Assassin's Creed fans consider the earlier games like that, like 2 and those are considered the best, and I almost kind of wish I didn't start with Origins because
I
like
think you would like 2 for all of its flaws.
I
You would
need
like it.
I need a good space where not much is going on in video games, and maybe that's sometime like early next year. I don't know.
Yeah,
like there's
the
so
world is
much going
gonna
on, so
the world's gonna shut down again within a couple weeks, and then
I'll have
game
no
development's
choice.
all gonna be pushed, and then there'll be a window.
All right. So my honorable mentions, before I dive into the GOAT for me. Not really, but so the first one is SmackDown versus Raw 2006. That was another game that with Batista, Cena on the cover. God damn, man.
I forgot about that.
Those games, it was like the same. It was, I would spend hours and hours and hours into those games. The only reason I didn't know really where to put them like on a list was because it was iterations every year, and those were games where like as I was growing up and we're still poor, still am poor. But those were games my brother and I would we would around every year when they would come out, we would have garage sales. Zach and I we'd gather everything we possibly could sell. We'd hold a garage sale. The second we got enough for SmackDown versus Raw, close it. Everything's done. Goodbye. See you later. We got what we needed. Fuck y'all. Like we're done. Save the rest of it for next time. But yeah, these were games and they have such a special place in my heart because of the like time spent with my brother and stuff like that. So that's definitely one. Another one is Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock, baby.
God damn, bro.
Another one that to the point where when I would play so long, I would try to go to sleep at night, close my eyes, and I just see the Guitar Hero, the notes coming at me in my dreams and stuff. So definitely another one. Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. That's my second favorite 3D Zelda game, and Halo 3. Halo 3 probably would have been 6 if we had another one. It was just one of my favorite games ever. I have so many memories with that game, and that game that was like that's what got me into like serious like playing first person shooters as much as I do now. Like so many memories with that game.
When we start streaming, eventually, if we do a stream, I have a PS2 and I have 2 Guitar Hero controllers.
Yes.
And I feel like okay, you know where it's going.
Yes.
We can't do a competition because I don't think our friendship can handle that. But
I like we did at Dave and Buster's, and I smoked your ass.
No, I don't want to talk. You didn't smoke. You didn't smoke. Let's not do that.
You
son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
So yeah, this would have been number 1 would have been Last of Us Part 2, and Last of Us if we cheated and put it as 1. But since we talked about that already, my new number 1 is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Baby on the GameCube and Dreamcast. God damn, baby. this was just another one of those games where I played so many times, and I fell in love with Sonic because of this. Like when I played these games, I was so like in on Sonic. I to the point where I bought Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game, which was ultimately, I as much as I enjoyed it back then, I convinced myself that I liked it and it was a good game. Not good,
The one with the
unfortunately.
gun. Is it the one where he has
Yeah,
like an AK?
yeah, yeah. So, um, but this, like, I fell in love with Shadow in this game because, like I said, emo boy, sad boy. That's what Shadow was. Black and red. That was like, that was my whole fucking vibe. This game, this is a game I think I've played like every year for the last like 15 years, at least in some
Really?
capacity. I don't know if I beat it every single year, but I've played it every single year because
God damn.
the first fucking game. I'm not lying, dude. In October when I built this PC, the first game I downloaded was Sonic Adventure 2. I I I, I don't I there's nothing I can't do anything about it.
There's so many games. There's
It's
so
tied to
many
me.
games.
It's tied to me forever. And this was a game that I played. Like I have memories with my cousin. We would switch back and forth, and uh like, man, it it's just to me it's legendary, it's iconic. I say that I all the time that I want them to remake it. I'm terrified of them remaking it because if it's like what
Oh, it could be bad.
recent 3D Sonic games are, but um yeah, man, I'll never not love this game. I will continue playing it. I even streamed it on Twitch a couple months ago. Um yeah. And also in the GameCube version there was the battle mode where you could compete against other people, where you could race or do like different and that um I played the shit out of that too. I loved the racing. This game had the where I think a lot of other Sonic games that have come since, what this game had that these games don't is like good breakup and pacing between the Sonic levels, between going fast. You got to have a proper way to break that up if you want a game that's longer than like an hour. And with the Tails and Knuckles and then the Rouge and Dr. Eggman levels, I feel like it was just perfect. It was absolutely perfect. As a kid, obviously, I still loved the Shadow and Sonic levels more, but still, just love it, man. Always.
You know what game we haven't talked about on here that I feel like at some point we have to is
What?
the only Sonic game that we both agree on. And that's Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes, baby.
Because I think I've sunk like 50 hours into that when I was a kid. I played the shit out of that.
I could be wrong because I didn't know. I didn't keep up with a lot of this shit, like news wise, when I was little. But Sonic Heroes was my first Sonic game after this. And the next couple of Sonic games that came out, like, I I felt like I told myself were like the best games ever. I till this day I still like Sonic Heroes, but like Sonic Unleashed came out and I was like, this is the best game ever, and it wasn't. Um and unfortunately, like, ended up like I went a long time without playing a Sonic game that wasn't Sonic Adventure 2 because I just felt like everything was bad. And I'm excited for Sonic Colors. I'd never played that before, so I'm excited to try that out, the remaster and stuff like that. And I played Sonic Generations for the first time last year, and I missed a lot of those. But yeah, man, Sonic Heroes, that's a game that I'm interested in streaming. You know, dude,
Yeah.
once we start streaming and start doing all this shit, I'm down to do literally whatever, man. So,
I'll tell
um,
you people, the people who are watching, all the people at home, for all the millions and millions, uh, it's like It's like 10 of you. I'm thinking that if we can both stay healthy, obviously.
Yep.
This fall is going to be real fun. I think there's a lot of stuff we want to do and we will be able to do.
For sure.
And I'm very excited for it. I mean, we're only at episode 10. By episode 20,
who knows where we'll be?
Maybe we hit the big times.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe we come after Nick Merckx and that thick ass neck.
Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for whatever ideas we have and being able to finally like get a good like setup, and obviously, and as we keep getting better and better at this, and we start, finding out what it is exactly we want this to be 100%, so and I don't know about you, but I knew like going in, like where we started is versus where we're gonna end up is gonna be so fucking drastically different. So
well, I mean, even we're at episode 10 now, and I feel like we're catching our stride.
Yeah. I
guess there's ideas for bonus episodes and stuff that we have.
Yes.
For streams, for just general YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Just to have fun. I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah. Big same. The only thing I guess we really should work on, other than like the general stuff, the one that I need to point out is time management. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I think before we started recording Peek Behind the Curtains, I told John this is gonna be a long one. He said, "Do you think so?" And
it's so funny.
2 hours later.
It's so funny because I look at the time, or I look at the document that we have, and I'm like, there's like, I'm kind of scared this is gonna be like 30 minutes long, and then we fucking end up where we are now. At the end of the show, that's where we are now. So
time, baby.
Like I said, huge shout out to everyone who's been along with us for this ride. Tune in every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time for new episodes. We appreciate you guys, and if you get this far, please, I want to know if you guys watch this, I want to know your top 5 games of all time in the comments on Twitter. Let us know. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Till next week, stay horny, stay hydrated. Gang.